Now and forever, we bring IT to life.
Please stand by. We're about to begin. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for standing by. Good day and welcome to the BMC Connect with Remedy webinar series. Today's call is being recorded. At this time, I would like to turn the conference over to your host, Mr. Greg Keoy. Please go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Paula, and good morning, good evening, good afternoon to everyone, and thank you for joining our Connect with Remedy monthly webinar series. We have a great topic today, getting to 9.0 easier than it's ever been, and we have Ashish Thakur to take us through this content today. Ashish?
Hey everyone, my name is Ashish Thakur and I'm lead product developer with AR System Platform team. And today's topic is getting to 9.0 easier than it's ever been. So in this webinar, we will cover how interactive upgrade documentation will help you to do your upgrade seamlessly with all the steps and quick start guide that we have added. We will look at the non-event upgrade, which is basically the configuration checker utility that we have added so that your installation and upgrade goes smooth. And then we will look at the AR customization reconciliation tool, which we added to the Dev Studio, which will allow you to easily reconcile your overlays once you are done with the upgrade. And towards the end, we will have a Q&A session. Throughout the session, you can post your question on the Q&A window of the WebEx. So let's look at the interactive upgrade documentation that is added to 9.0. So before, when you were doing an upgrade, you were overwhelmed by the volume and the complexity of the information. There was no, the documents were, the information was scattered all over the places. It did not clearly define a single path which you can follow to upgrade from a version to, from your version to the latest version. When you are planning an upgrade, you want to know what all steps are involved. So those were not there. If when you are stuck during an upgrade and you are searching for some help, at times the result did not give you the context. So now you have a clear path to the success, and let's look at how. So finally, we have a single location for all the information that you need for installation and upgrade. All the components of the BMC ITSM suite, all the installation related and the upgrade related information is at one single space. We call it deployment space. And now then we have added an interactive Kickstart guide which provides a simplified intuitive experience with the prescriptive steps for the recommended path. So once you choose which version you want to upgrade from, based on that version, it will give you the steps that you will need to upgrade your server and the application. You can also use the recommendation which is suggested by the field. Some of these are actually incorporated as a part of the documentation, but you will see the comments and recommendation by the field expert in the topics that you want to use during the upgrade. There are process topics which provide you better context and orientation for each the upgrade path that you have chosen. So within a step, it will give you a process that what exactly needs to be done when you want to execute that step. So that information is present on each of these steps. And then the search has been improved with the use of the metadata. So if you are stuck, you want to search for a particular topic, you will get better results now. So let's look at the new intuitive UI guide. that is added to the upgrade page. So on the left side, as you see, there is on the upgrade page there is a video which will give you an overview of ITSM Suite 9.0 version. And then below it, there are different paths which you can choose to upgrade from. So based on which version you are at currently, you can choose the appropriate path. So let's say if I want to upgrade from 8.1 or later, so I'll click that button, and on the right side, as you see, it lists you what all steps are there, and these are like prescriptive steps with detailed information on what exactly you need to do on to set up your development environment, your QA environment, and your staging environment, and the sequence of these steps that you have to execute to upgrade. So I will be doing a live demo of this upgrade site, and in that I'll cover some of these steps out of this. So with that, let me go to the demo, and I'll share my desktop. So this is the upgrade page that I was talking about, and it has a overview video, and then it has a various upgrade path which you can choose. So let's say I want to upgrade from 8.1 or later. So when I click on it, it presents me each step that I need to do in order to upgrade. So let's say I want to do the step number 1, which is setting up my dev server, and it gives me the different approaches that I can use in order to upgrade my server. So you can click on this detail page to get more information on how to set up this server. So this is more detailed information which you can use while you are upgrading. So I'll just close it and come back to the main upgrade page. So these, so let's say you are at step number 5, which is pre-upgrade and configuration check. So when I click on it, it will tell me what exactly I need to do before I run my installer, and it gives me a process information as to what exactly needs to be done in order to run the configuration checker. Just to remind you, we are covering this topic as a part of the webinar as well, so you will get more information on how to execute this configuration checks. So let's say I have run the pre-checks and I have I'm at step number 6, which is take the snapshot using the Dev Studio. And it tells me what exactly I need to do on the Dev Studio, which is right click and then do a capture snapshot, provide a file which will be used at the later point. So as you see, this Kickstart guide gives you the exact steps that you need to do when you are upgrading from version 8.1 or later. And just to remind you that you are not searching for a topic here and then executing that step. Everything is in front of you. You click on a step and then get the necessary detail to make your upgrade successful. So with that, I'll go back to the presentation. The next topic is non-event upgrade. So many times when you are doing an upgrade, it may not be successful because of these small settings, the configuration issues. And what you do is you are halfway through and then you see a pop-up that some configuration needs to be changed, and then you fix it and then you again run the installer. So these these environment issues or configurations are, some of them are like you do not have enough space on your disk, you have incorrect setting in your database, for example, your DB transactional space is not sufficient. Then there are configurations related to server group. For example, you are doing an upgrade and the escalation is enabled on the secondary server, or the FTS settings like, indexer private queue is not defined. So all these settings, a deviation from the standard value can lead to your upgrade not getting successful. So what we have done is we have written this configuration check utility, which you will run before running an installer of any of the component. And what this comes back with is a list of the configuration setting which can cause your upgrade to fail. So so essentially what this will do is it will contact the server and then connect to the server and then figure out the deviation, and it will also recommend you what you need to do in order to correct that setting. So some of these configurations are pre-upgrade checks which you will run before the installation, and then some of these checks are also part of the installer. And the installer will also execute them, and then before proceeding it will show you the error or warning as the case may be. So how do you get this utility? So this utility is available as a part of the AR Suite, and once you have downloaded it, all you have to do is set up the version and the report mode. So this is optional. So version is basically you are upgrading to which version, and the report mode is whether you want to see only error or error and warning, or you want to see error, warning, or info. So basically the severity of the errors that you want to see. Once you have set it, then you run this utility. So this utility can be run in GUI mode, or it can be a command line or silent. So with the GUI, it will launch a UI and it will show you the result in the tabular format. So this is the GUI utility, and then once you have run it, you can also look at the log file of the configuration utility, which can basically any error that the utility itself has encountered can be seen in this log file. And once it is successful, then what you get is the report. So in case of GUI, the results are shown in the GUI itself in a table. But in case of silent or CLI mode, it outputs a HTML file which you can use to see what settings have a deviation from the standard values. And then you review this error, warning, or information, and then you correct them. And then once it is done, then you then you run your installer. So as I mentioned, this has the graphical mode, command line, and the silent mode, and the output is the HTML file or the HTML file. Make sure that when you run this utility, you do not ignore the errors and warning that is produced, because this can lead to a unsuccessful upgrade. So when run in GUI mode, this is how the results looks like. So basically you have a name of the check in one column, and then it is run on which type of component. So in this case it is all related to ARS, but then based on the product that you are running against, it will report it for CMDB and then process designer. And then there is a category column which tells you what type of configuration check is this. And then last we have this status, which is whether this check has passed or failed. So once, if there is an error or warning, you can click on that hint link which will tell you in that same UI what exactly is the problem and how do you fix it. So there are a bunch of checks that are available in the configuration checker, and it is available for all the components, ARS, CMD, BITSIM, SRM, SLM, Process Designer. So some of these checks are integrated in the 9.0 installer itself. For example, the database connect compatibility check, the Java version check, or the database transactional space checks. The important ones are included as a part of the installer as well, which means that if installer finds any of these checks fail, then it will show you information there. And let's look at how it looks in the installer. So on the installer screen, you will see the failure information, and when you click on that hyperlink, that HTML page will open, which will have the more detail on what those failures are and how do you correct them. And here you still have a choice to go ahead with the upgrade, but the recommendation is you fix the errors and warning, and then only you go ahead with the upgrade. So this is how the HTML report looks like. So it will list down what all checks have passed or failed, and what is the severity, and then you can select this individual check, and then it will give you more detail on what exactly is the problem and how do you fix it. So now let's look at the AR customization reconciliation tool that is added in 9.0 Dev Studio, which will allow you to reconcile your overlay post-upgrade in a very efficient manner. So why is the need of this reconciliation? So with 7604, we introduced overlay to basically do your customization. So what you do is, if you want to customize an object which is shipped by BMC, you create overlay of that object and then make some change in the overlay layer. So in this slide, I am showing an overlay with an alpha, which is basically a change, customization that you have done to your overlay. And then what you do is when you are upgrading, as BMC has said that it will not touch your customization, so your customization remains intact, which is the alpha. But at the same time, during the upgrade, BMC has changed the base of that object and put some change there in order to introduce a feature or to fix a bug. Now that change is not present in your overlay, and what you need to do is you have to compare your overlay with the old definition or pre-upgrade definition to find out what is it that you have changed, and then you compare the old definition and the new definition to find out what is it that BMC has changed during the upgrade. And then you do a reconciliation by which you move the changes which is not present in your overlay to the overlay layer, at the same time preserving the customization that you have done. Now let's look at how it was done before 9.0 and how the AR customization reconciliation tool provided in 9.0 help you to do that. So before 9.0, in order to get the list of objects to reconcile, you will need multiple tools. You will use migrator and the snapshot utility, unsupported utility that was posted on communities. And then using that, you will get the list of objects to reconcile. And then using the migrator, you will do the comparison, 2 objects at a time, to find out what is it that BMC has changed and what is it that I have customized. And then once you have figured out that, you will use DevStudio to do the reconciliation, which is error prone and time consuming. So with 9.0, you just use DevStudio to get list of object to reconcile, because the snapshot is now part of the DevStudio. In order to find the difference in the object, you just use the DevStudio to show the differences in a visual manner, just like you have this WinMerge and the KDiff difference tool for the text. This is the difference tool for the AR system platform. And then in order to do the reconciliation, you do use the same DevStudio reconciliation editor, and moving the change from your new definition to overlay is just a click of a button. Let's look at the process. How do you reconcile customization? Let's look at the reconciliation stages. So first you have to capture the snapshot of the current environment before you do an upgrade. So this step, I think step number 5 is what it is to take the snapshot of the server. And once you have taken that snapshot, you upgrade your dev server, and then you do the reconcile the customization using this tool. And then you upgrade your QA server, and then migrate the reconciled customization to your QA box, and then you promote these changes to your production environment with this reconcile customization. Now let's look at the reconciliation process in depth. So what you do is you open the DevStudio, and then you already have that snapshot XML file which was captured earlier before you did an upgrade. So you use that XML file to compare it against the current server, and what it will produce is a list of objects that you need to reconcile. Note that you don't have to reconcile all the objects which BMC has modified. The overlays which are modified by whose base is modified by the BMC, and if their overlay type is of override, only those are the candidates of the reconciliation. Your overlays with the additive overlays basically does not need reconciliation, because that change is already present in your overlay definition, because they are additive. So once you have this list of objects to reconcile, you specify the old definition source, which is basically your pre-upgrade server, because this tool needs to do a comparison of the two definitions, the old and the new, to find out what is it that BMC has changed. You also can provide a packing list optionally, and what this packing list will have is as and when you reconcile an object, that object gets added to this packing list. And then you start double clicking on these objects which are present in that list to reconcile, to view the difference, and then do the actual reconciliation. So in DevStudio, you can perform reconciliation by moving the customization, which is a preferred way, and basically clicking on that button to move the change. You can also do an inline editing for the cases where you have to merge two text. For example, you want the qualification which is changed by both you and as well as BMC during the upgrade. So you want to do a merge of that qualification. So you can use that inline editing. And then you can also use the copy paste to move, for example, an action from your old new definition to the overlay. So this is how the reconciliation editor looks like once you click on the object that is available for reconciliation. And it shows you the differences at the top, and then at the below part it has three editors. One is from the old definition, the middle one is from the new definition, and the right one is the overlay. So don't worry about if you're not able to see the text, I'll just do a quick demo. The point is this is very similar to the difference tool that you are using like KDIF or the WinMerge, and it is doing a three-way compare. So with that, I'll jump to the demo part of the three-way recon tool. Okay. So I'm logging into Dev Studio where I have I'll connect to two servers. So one is my pre-upgrade server, which is 7604. I'll put it 8.1. Okay, and this is my upgraded server, which is 9.0, and I log into these two servers. So before I show you the reconciliation, let me tell you about how do you capture the snapshot of the server. So on the server which is not yet upgraded, when you do a right click, you will see this capture snapshot option, and here you can specify the snapshot file which you want to use, where you want to store the snapshot. So I'll not do a capture snapshot now. I'll directly assume that I have already captured it as a part of the upgrade, and I will use it to get the list of objects that I need to reconcile. Note that when you are doing a capture snapshot, make sure you are using the 9.0 version or the latest version of the Dev Studio. Do not use the 8.1 Dev Studio with the unsupported plugin in order to capture snapshot. So now I'll right click on my upgraded server and I'll compare my server with the snapshot that I have captured before I upgraded my server. And here I want to see the object to reconcile option. I can optionally specify an HTML or CSV report to produce additional input. So I'll skip that and hit the finish button. Now since I already had an object to reconcile is present in my workspace, so it is asking me, do you want to override? So I'll just click OK. So now what this is doing is, the studio is doing is it is comparing the state of the object from the snapshot and the current server and find out what all object I need to reconcile. So as you see here, this snapshot result node is added here, and with the object to reconcile, I can actually close it and then come back anytime later, and then it is here for me. So next you have to do is you have to set the source of your old definition, which is the pre-upgrade server that I'll choose, and I have also specified the packing list name which it needs to create, which will have the list of object that I have reconciled. So now that I have everything specified, I'm ready to start the reconciliation. So let me look at this filter. And it is showing me that there is a change in the associated form. Let's look at what that change is. So what it is showing me, let me maximize it as well. So what it is showing me is there is a new HPD helpdesk classic form added to the associated form, and it is not present in my overlay. So in order to do the reconciliation, all I have to do is click this button so that the change gets moved to my overlay. You also see this help icon here, and what it brings is what the different icons, what do they mean, and the toolbar, or how you can use it to navigate and do the filtering. We have this button here which is swipe old and new, which just toggles the place of the old definition and new definition. So as you see, the new definition has now moved here, and I can just toggle it so that it becomes easier to compare when I have the old definition in the middle. So I can easily compare old definition and new definition, and old definition and overlay. So we also have this filter button, and what it when you turn off that filter, what it shows you is what is it that you have customized, which is in my overlay I have added this HPD help desk dialog form. So that is my customization. And when you, so since this is not something which BMC has changed, it does not show you anything to reconcile. So with that, what I'll do is I'll just hit the save button since I'm done with the reconciliation. And now it is, the tool is asking me that do I want to mark this object as completely reconciled. So I'll hit the yes button. Notice that that object is now marked as reconciled here in this table. So let's go to the another object, which is an active link. So you have to double click on the difference, and it will basically open up the three editors. And here, let's say I have chosen that this is not something which I have touched during the customization. That's why this icon is orange, and right arrow with the orange, which means I have not touched it, and this change is easy for me to take. So I'll just click on the move button, and then note the disqualification has now moved to the new definition, to the overlay definition. I'll have reconciled this object as well. Let's look at the other one, which is now here. Notice that this run if qualification is shown as a difference, and you see these two red bars, which means this is more. This is a case where there is a conflict. If I hover on this, put a mouse here, it will actually show me that this property is modified both in the overlay definition and new definition. And I have to now decide what should I do, whether I should take the new definition as is, or do you want to merge it. So let's say I decided that I need to merge them with and so now my reconciliation for the run if qualification is done. I'll move on to the action. And I'll press this next difference. It actually takes me to the leaf node. And here, again, you see there is a conflict wherein the field mapping is changed in the overlay as well as in the new base. So here also, let's say a decision was made that I want to use the mapping which is provided by BMC. So I'll just hit the move from new button, and that change is now in my overlay. The same thing I decide for this other mapping as well. And same with here. Okay. So now if you notice, this service action is shown with a few numbers, and these numbers are actually indexes, which means that there is a change in the order in which the actions are present. So I'll just click on this, which is I deleted a set field from current screen in my overlay. So it was present in my old definition. I deleted it, and then BMC has added a BMC has added BMC has a oh no, so BMC has modified the set field action. So basically there is a change in the service action order. So here in the new definition it is at index 2 and now it is at the index 1. So this is what this in numbers in the square bracket means. So whenever there is change in the order, it shows you that. But notice that this tool is intelligent enough to map, even though your action order has changed, it is still able to map that this is the same service action which you have customized. So with that, I'll just hit the save button to complete my reconciliation. Let's also look at another tricky scenario. So this has a lot of change. Let me just double click on it to see the difference. The execution option is something which BMC has changed. I never touched it in my overlay, so I'll say move this change to the overlay definition. Same for this option as well. So in the run if qualification, there is a conflict. I can clearly see from the icon here. And let's say I analyze this qualification and I decided that whatever BMC has provided is the one which I'll be using. So I'll just hit the move from new button. Now let's look at the tricky part. So here also, as you see, the push field index has changed. And if I double click on it, there is a new service action which is added by BMC in the new definition. So here you see this set service action was not present in the old definition, so it is highlighting the if actions, and it was at index number 1, added at index number 1 in the if actions, and it is not present in my overlay. Okay, so let's first reconcile the push field qualification, and then we'll come to the service action. So this push field, I never touched the qualification, so this change is safe for me to consume. Same with this. So this secure work log is actually deleted from my overlay, so I still want to keep it. That's how I want my application to work. There is a description field which is deleted deleted in the new definition, so I'll just delete it from my overlay as well. So this mapping is actually present in my overlay, but BMC has deleted it in the upgrade. So I'll just delete it. And I add this instance ID. Now this service action is not present in my overlay, but I want to use this action in, so what I'll do is I'll just click the move to new button, and this service action is now available at the same index in which it is present in the new definition. So with that, I'll just hit the save button to complete my reconciliation. Okay. So let's look at the other objects. So we have a form, a field, and a field in view. So basically, when you create an overlay of the form, all the properties which you can change in the form, if you need to reconcile anything, it will list down in the form. If you have created overlay of the field, and then BMC change it during an upgrade such that its other definition are touched, then you will have them listed under the fields. And similarly, if you have added a field to view overlay and it is uh, and its properties are changed during an upgrade, then you will see those fields here in this table. So let's look at how to reconcile form. Note that the field and views are not listed here. Here you are just reconciling the property which you edit in the definition tab of the form. You can do it very quickly because uh, it's all safe. I can turn off the filter to see what is it that I have customized in my overlay. So basically in my overlay, I changed the enable next request size block size to some other value. So that I do not have to reconcile because BMC has not changed it. And then these are the other things which I have already reconciled. Result list. So BMC has added a new field in the result list and it is not present in my overlay. So I just moved to new to have that change available in my overlay. Okay, so this is my customization, so I'm not going to touch it. So when I'll just save it, the form, and let's see what results it gives me when I open again. So I have saved it and I have reopened it, and now it is saying that there are no differences for manual reconciliation because whatever differences were there, now they are same as what BMC has provided. So those properties modified in new definition when compared to old, but their values are same, but the change is already present. So since you have reconciled it, it does not show up as any item that you need to reconcile. So with that, I'll go to the field. Here you will see all the fields that you need to reconcile, not just one field, but all the fields of that same form which you need to reconcile. So here, for some reason, I created overlay of the status field, and the tool is saying that there is a new selection values called postpone, which is added in new definition, and it is not there in my overlay. So if I do not remember what is it that I have customized after creating overlay, I can turn off this filter and then see, oh, I changed the default value of this status field to pending approval, and that's what my change is. And because of that, I have to I did not get this enum values which was added in upgrade. So what I do is I just click this move to new button to have that selection value present in my overlay. You can also delete that, remove the granular overlay for that field to basically if you do not want any customization. So right now I'm not going to do that because I want to preserve my customization at the same time consuming what BMC has provided. So when I save, it is asking me that do you want to mark this field as reconciled, and if there are multiple items, multiple fields, you will see all those fields listed here if you have to reconcile them. So I have reconciled my field as well. Now let's look at field in views. Okay, so I'll just click on it to see the difference. Remember these field properties in the Dev Studio, you edit them in a tabular view, in a table pan. So here also the differences we are showing in a table with columns for old definition, new definition, and overlay. And you can navigate through them just like you did for the workflow different attributes. So now there are a bunch of properties that have changed, and I also wanted to see how it affects my layout because that's what the display properties are all about. So I go to this editor tab, and here it shows me the WYSIWYG layout of that view with that field highlighted. And on the right side you see these buttons, and when I click on them, it shows you how they look in old definition. So this is how it was in the old definition. Let's look at what BMC has done in the new definition. So just by toggling, I can figure out that BMC has added a delegate's email field in the view, and it has shifted all the other fields, starting the status field down below, to accommodate this field. Now if I go to my overlay, I see that the fields which are not in my view overlay are aligned correctly, which is this average cost and estimated total time. So they are aligned correctly, but these do not align correctly because they are added to view overlay, and that's what the tool is showing you, that hey, you need to reconcile it. So let's reconcile it. So I'll press this move to new button, which will change its x coordinate. Sorry. And then I'll move to the next difference, which is y. And when I move to new, see it has moved below, still overlapping with the other field. So let's go to the other field. So as I move to the other field, since I did some operation, the request ID, the tool is asking me, do you want to mark this field, which is request ID, on reconcile? So I'll say yes. So now I'm at the request date, and I click this move to new button because I want to take that change which BMC has provided. Now I'm at the y coordinate property, and now things seems to be aligned. So if I toggle, they seems to be aligned. The fonts are different. Why they are different? Let's look at it. Oh, because that is what I have customized. So I have changed the font. That's why it is different. So I still want to keep them as is. And then there are other properties which have changed. So these values you can change from here as well. Basically, it has the same effect. So I'll change this width and the data length as well, because my customization was only the label. Okay. So I have reconciled two fields. I still have an overlapping status field, and that is because BMC has introduced a new field at the same location. So what I do is I click on move to new, and voila, now I have a decent layout, and which is similar to what BMC has provided. So with this, I am done with the customization, with the reconciliation. There are a few other things, properties which I need to take, and now I am done with the reconciliation. So it is asking me, do you want to mark this status field on save? And finally it gives me the list of fields which I have reconciled in the editor, and I decide that I want to mark them as reconciled. So now I have these fields as well marked as reconciled. So with that, we have covered how do we reconcile using the AR reconciliation tool. Let's look at the packing list which we specified. And if I click on it, all those objects which I have marked as reconciled is now part of this packing list. Another thing I wanted to show you is that three-way tool reconciliation editor can be launched from the object list as well. So if you have an overlay and if you are connected to a server, two servers, you will get this view difference menu, which will basically launch that same editor again. The only difference is when you launch it from here, you see all the properties of the form, field, and views listed in the same editor. But other than that, the functionality is same. So with that, I'm done with the three-way recon demo, and we are towards the end of this webinar. Let me stop sharing and go back to the slide. So in this seminar of getting to 9.0, we have seen that how it is easier to upgrade now with the interactive documentation that we have, the quick start guide, which lists you all the steps if you want, that you want to take, that you need to do in order to upgrade from a specific version. We also looked at the configuration, the checker utility, which will help you to fix the settings, the configuration settings which are deviated from the standard values before you run the installer. And then finally we looked at the AR reconciliation, AR customization reconciliation feature in DevStudio to show basically how do you get the objects to reconcile, and how do you reconcile each and every object by seeing the difference, and then seeing the difference visually, and then moving the changes from the new definition to overlay. So these are the documentation links of the topics that we have covered as a part of this webinar, and these are added to this knowledge article as well. And this is how you contact BMCA. So Greg, over to you.
Great. Thank you, Ashish. We have some questions via the Q&A that Steve is going to ask of you.
Yeah, hi Ashish. I do have about 4 questions or so to ask you. The first one is, can you run the snapshot on other versions other than 9.0?
You will. So when you are upgrading from 7604, you will be running, you will be using the DevStudio 9.0, but your server is still 7604 or 8.1. So if the question is, can you run it against the older version to capture the snapshot? Answer is yes.
Okay, thank you. The next question is there a stack installer for 9.0?
So can anyone else take this question, panelist?
Yeah, this is Abhijit. No, we don't have a SSI stack installer in 9.0.
Thank you. Is 9.0 Developer Studio compatible with 7.6 SP4 of AR System Server? I believe that's 7604 SP4 of AR System Server.
We always recommend to use the same version of the DevStudio, basically the same version of DevStudio and server. You can use the DevStudio to connect to your 7604, but for just a read-only purpose. It is not recommended that you make modifications using the 9.0 DevStudio, and then if your server is older version.
Okay, thank you. To enable Hub and Spoke, updating from version 7604 to 9.0, will I need a refresh install? Because the documentation says that for Hub and Spoke is enable only in fresh install environment.
I'll pass that question to panelist.
It looks like we're going to have to research that that question and provide the answer during when we post this to the communities. So I'll go ahead and move on to the next one. The next question is the upgrade for Unix actually run through the Developer Studio, or do we still run the shell script?
So I did not get the question. Upgrade, so the Dev Studio we do not support on the Unix platform. So what you will be upgrading is just the server on the Unix. Dev Studio is not supported on Unix. It is only supported on Windows platform.
Okay, at this time, I'm going to put a last call for any questions that you may have. Please use the Q&A section within the webinar. All right, I'll take silence as no. We're going to go ahead and wrap up this webinar event. Thank you so much for joining today's Connect with Remedy webinar. Take care and have a great rest of the day. We'll go ahead and leave the live event open so you could post a few more questions if you'd like, and we'll make sure that this recording is posted to our communities, the recording of the webinar, along with the Q&A section. All right, thank you very much for joining. Take care.
And once again, that does conclude today's conference. We'd like to thank everyone for their participation.
Now and forever, we bring IT to life.